Imagine a world where business software is built around you. Software that works like your favorite apps, where magic happens just like that. And imagine that software knowing your business and predicting your needs, solving your problems before you know. And imagine a digital platform to make it all happen. A platform that respects your data and privacy. Designed, built, and operated in Europe. And finally, imagine a community of people who believe in technology and who are ready to change the world. A community of people using that platform to digitalize and automate work. And now, my friends, I believe it is time. Good morning. Greetings from that white room. It was sort of an inspiring environment, but much better to be here now together with all of you. So welcome to what is already the 5th Digitalize and Automate. Now looking around here in the room, here in Helsinki, I'm seeing many familiar faces. So let's do a quick show of hands. So who's been there last year or any of the years before? Fantastic, fantastic. So I think it's something special that we've been building together over the years. And it's equally great to see all the new faces here. And I think what it tells us is growth. We've been growing not just in numbers, but also we've been growing and evolving and expanding as a community. So before we dive in, let's acknowledge everyone tuning in online. Wherever you are, thanks for joining. It's great to have you here, and we're excited to have you be part of the show as much as everybody here on site. So what I thought I'd do to kick off the event is cover 3 topics. Start with the why. Why are we here? Why am I here? After that, talk a bit about the new Matrix42. As most of you probably know, we've recently joined forces, Matrix42 and Efecte, and I'm so excited that we are now at this point where we are ready to share with you our plans going forward and how we will be able to help you even better going forward. And then finally, I'll wrap it up with talking about future vision for service management, which is something I touched on already a bit in the opening video. So how does this sound? All right, we are getting some reaction here. I like the energy. It's Finland after all, right? Still pretty early in the morning. Good, so hey, let's get going. Let's see if the clicker works. It does, so why? It's always a great question to start with. Time is all of our most valuable asset. And we all made a choice this morning. We made a choice to be here. And by the way, I really appreciate it. Thank you for coming. And there can be many reasons for coming here, obviously. the people, just look around. I think this is a fantastic team, fantastic community. There is some content which I'm quite confident will be useful. Fantastic speakers later on during the day, some demos and other things as well. Maybe somebody came for lunch. I don't know, but I think for many of us there is more to it. There's a deeper meaning behind it. I believe in technology, and that when we use it in the right way, the right technology in the right way, we can change the world for the better. And we've always talked about digitalization and automation, and what kind of role that can play in improving things, in our businesses and in the broader society. And we've also talked about how technology made in Europe can make it all happen. Now, what is digitalization and automation? At the end of the day, it's doing more with less. That's the outcome we'd all love to see. It's about getting more things done with higher productivity, with better experiences for everyone involved, and do it with less cost and less risk. And to be able to do that, you do need both the digitalize and the automate. So first, when we put things in digital format, it allows us to start automating. But without that automate piece, the promise of digitalization often doesn't happen. A manual process in digital format it's just a manual process in a digital format. So that automation piece is so crucial. And all of this is obviously it's a great business opportunity, and these things, the outcomes I mentioned, are things that all of us are expected often in our jobs to deliver. And then it's part of the target setting and the goal for this year and beyond. However, if we zoom out a little bit and think about the big challenges of our times, just think about, for example, the aging demographic, the population's getting older, there are less people to work and more people to take care of. And that puts immense pressure on public economies. Think about sustainability. We cannot sustain the rate of consuming resources that we are doing today. It's just not working for the long term. But at the same time, growth can't stop. Growth creates a lot of good things for our society. So how to combine that? Again, do less with more. And then finally, the economic pressures we are all facing, in our daily lives and in our businesses. Let me just check. I think I know the answer, but let me check. How many of you are working in an organization which has had cost saving as some kind of a priority during the last year? Anyone? Exactly. So it's literally everyone. So when we apply the right technology in the right way, it's a way to address these things. And our viewpoint is that service management, and especially AI-powered service management, is a key mechanism to make it all happen. And when I say service management, I mean service management in the broadest sense, including obviously the automation of processes, but also connecting to assets, management of the assets, and other systems in the enterprise, and way beyond IT. And I think that's also where this community, we all are in one way or another participating in it. And the reason the AI piece is so important is that, as we've talked since last year and the previous year, what AI can do is give ourselves, and especially to our colleagues, real superpowers, being able to do more better. And Julie Moore from Forrester will be talking more about specifically service management and kind of what's the big picture in service management these days in her keynote a little bit later this morning. One more thing I wanted to mention here is that often we talk about the things our organizations do in terms of charity. There are good causes we support, for Christmas and for events, we send money to good causes, which is great. Let's continue to do that. But I think sometimes we, in a way, undersell the importance of what we do day in, day out, digitalizing and automating work with the help of service management. I fundamentally believe that that is the biggest contribution for a better world that all of us can achieve together in terms of, yes, creating good business, but also addressing key challenges in our world. So let's remember to be proud of what we actually do. That brings me to another aspect of it, which is technology made in Europe. But what I want to be clear about, I don't think this is a Europe-only thing. Yes, I do think we need more software out of Europe. Especially business software is a space which tends to be dominated by American and Asian players, and I'm just calling for more balance. I think it's fantastic innovation that the colleagues over in the Americas and Asia do, but we need to do more. We need to contribute our share into building the digital infrastructure of tomorrow. And why I think it's important, and I think the benefit is not just for organizations in Europe, but beyond, in the whole world. I do think that building software against the diverse and rich requirements of European customers, just think about the richness of languages and cultures and the high bar we're setting for respecting customers and end users' privacy and data. When we do those things right, in addition to building the innovation that's needed, when we do those things right, it benefits everyone. And this is a message that I felt been resonating with our customers, partners, everyone I've been talking to in the last months across Europe. And we, as Matrix42, we are committed. We are committed to providing that choice in the market. We do believe that it's important that in the market, customers have a choice. It's great to have some of the global players and vendors out there, but we believe everyone benefits when there is a choice and there's also technology made in Europe available. So, let's move forward to talking about what we've been up to recently. So in April, we announced the acquisition of Efecte. So Matrix42 acquiring Efecte and the two teams joining forces. Efecte, based out of Finland, you see the Helsinki skyline there in the background, with a strong presence in the Nordic, strong product portfolio, and an equally strong Matrix42, based out of Frankfurt, Germany, with strong presence in Central Europe and a great portfolio of products. So we took two leaders, two talented teams, two portfolios. And in the last months, what we've been doing is going through the process of integrating these two teams into one. We looked at the organization, we looked at the portfolio, and thought about what would make most sense. Including, not just the portfolio, but also the brand. And it's my pleasure now to introduce you to the new Matrix42. One team, one portfolio, one brand to help you digitalize and automate your work. And you can see it's a combination. So we decided to go with the name Matrix42. So we will be retiring the Efecte name and brand now in the next months. But it's a combination. So you see the fire and ice. You see the orange from Matrix42. You see the blue from Efecte. And what this represents is really the combination of the teams and the products that's now out there. And I do want to make one point, I'll come back to that later, just to be sure that there is no misunderstanding. While we retire the Efecte brand, the Efecte product portfolio is continuing. We continue to develop and sell it, and I'll be explaining in a minute a little bit more detail to that. So who are we now as the new Matrix42? The way I see it is, we are now big enough to be able to provide long-term a credible roadmap, a credible European choice in this market. We are now about 600 people, over 100 million euros of revenue, with a true pan-European presence. You know, from the southwest in Madrid, where we have an office, to the very northeast of Europe in Kuopio, where we also have an office. And not just in Europe. I mean, we do have an expanding customer base in Middle East and Africa as well. So I feel that we are now big enough to invest in innovation, invest in R&D for the long term, and not just stay in the game, but be a leader in the game. And we do have the backing of a very strong investor, Corten Capital. And with that support and with all of you, what we will do is really, we intend to shape the future of the industry. And I think what is important here as well is, you see we mention our partner ecosystem, together with our local teams and together with our partners all across. We believe that what we need to do and what we are doing is providing you a local partner, whether it's one of our partners or whether it's directly us, who understands you, understands your language and your local requirements, and is committed to your success. And that's really what we mean when we say that we want to be in this market. We want to be the European choice. You know, in this field, as we discussed earlier, overall in business software, you know the players, you know the landscape, and you know there are some good competitors of us on the global stage, which is fine. But we believe that customers need and deserve a choice, and we are here to provide you that. And I don't think there is nobody else in the market, if you look at who's out there, who's better positioned than us now as the new Matrix42 to do that and build that strong European choice. It's a good business opportunity, but also really a responsibility on our shoulders to do that. Research in Action, an analyst firm, asked people across Europe, IT professionals, over 1,000 IT professionals in August, how they see the landscape, and 87% of them said that they see either a positive or very positive market opportunity for what we are now building. So the market sees the need for a European choice in the market. I promised to talk a little bit about our product portfolio. Directly after me, Santeri, our product chief, will go into much more detail of what it looks like. But I wanted to give you my perspective on it to start with. So first of all, we think it's a complete suite, and it's available today. And I think that's important. Now what I'm showing here is available today. Yes, there is a future roadmap and fantastic innovation coming down the line. And Santeri will touch also on that. But we have today built out of what is there from the Matrix side and what is there from the Efecte side, I think a very, very good portfolio. At the center of it, we have the service management platforms. Automating processes is a key promise, a key value that we've always wanted and will want to provide. It connects with IT asset management. You gotta know what you own, and it greatly also enhances the automation possibilities with service management when it's connected. Whether we talk about software assets or physical assets and the discovery and management of them. Managing also endpoints, managing devices to optimize the experience of your user base is obviously something that every organization does as well. And we do have a solution for that now as well in terms of unified endpoint management, again, connected to the service management piece. And in today's world, security is an obvious priority, whether it comes to managing digital identities, access rights, whether it's digital keys or access rights in the AD, or securing the data on your endpoints. And all of this is available today, and it's based on a combination of Matrix and Efecte technology. And I think what we were able to do is find a sweet spot for both offerings, which allows us to continue invest in what you're using today, and at the same time build a future roadmap for innovation that will, a longer term, then unify the platforms and products even more so. Good. So I hope that makes sense. At the center of it, obviously, AI, to make it all happen better and faster. Now, a key element here is that we deliver it cloud your way. What cloud your way means to us is that you are in control. You can choose the cloud infrastructure, whether it's our public cloud, which most customers choose, or for specific reasons, a specific data center or partner cloud that you want your apps and data to run in. And I think that this is a differentiation that you won't find with many vendors out there. And that brings me to our promise. So we promise to offer a service management suite which is optimized for your needs and delivered cloud your way, built against not one set of requirements and values, but understanding the richness of customer requirements across Europe and beyond. We promise to offer you a local partner, whether it's us or one of our partners, that understands you, your language. You have access to real people. You can talk to us, you can talk to our product management, and we promise to care about your success. And then finally, what I think is important as well, we promise to offer you an investment that makes sense for you. Obviously, it's a business we run, there's a price for things, but we promise to offer you an investment that makes sense. So that is all I wanted to share at this point about the new Matrix42. And what I want to do now to wrap it up is go back into the white room and expand a bit on the paradigm shift in service management that we see. So it's an industry and function that's been there for decades, right? ITIL-based frameworks and great systems of record. But the experience is nowhere near the type of experience of consumer apps we all use on our mobile devices day in, day out. And what we believe is that if today, the bulk of things is still manually processed, there is some automation and even less prevention, we want to turn this pyramid upside down. We want to create a world where most things, most issues are prevented before or before the end user knows. We want to automate the rest and then leave only the most complex and difficult cases to be handled manually. And how to do that? There are 3 key elements to it. First of all, we need to change the mindset from reactive to proactive. From a system of record to a system of predicting and resolving issues before you know. And for that, obviously, the system needs to understand. The system needs to have the data. We also need to move from this service-centric view, which, while the ITIL framework has served us well, it's a service-centric worldview. There is a system there waiting, which is well-structured. You got the service catalog and you have the process and all that, but it's waiting there for the user to do something. So we need to move from this service-centric view to being user-centric and putting the end user at the center. And one might ask, why has this not happened? I mean, a lot of tech has been out there. And I actually claim there's so much hype, everyone talks about AI these days, and I don't think AI should be done for AI's sake. But I claim that the biggest benefit of AI is to enable this shift from reactive to proactive and from service-centric to user-centric. So, this is us, Matrix42, the organizing party of this event. And I think what we will hear later during the day, obviously we'll start with Santeri, there's Julie Moore, there's David Rowan, like fantastic speakers, and I think what we owe them is to create a little bit of energy. So I've been here now talking for the last 20 or 25 minutes, and we do have a little bit of a tradition at these events, and I'm counting on you guys to play along now. So I think we owe to the next speakers to create a little bit of excitement in the room. So what I would ask you to do is actually stand up. So, and then there is some, even science behind this. So, with certain physical activities, one is able to create energy. And now with this great team of hundreds of people here, I think we can amplify each other and really make it happen. So I'll tell you what to do. So now you can be relaxed. You don't need to do anything. Just watch. So the first part is 2 parts. The first part is easy. And it goes like this. So when I say 3, 2, 1, power pose, we do like this. It's called the power pose, and it gives you power. You gotta believe me. It actually does. So that's the easy part. Now the difficult part, especially for, let's say, this part of the world, is that while we do it, we need to make noise. We need to let it all out. And we'll try it only once. We're on a tight schedule, no time for practice. We'll try it only once. So now what I need you to do is kind of getting mentally prepared and giving it all you got. So are you with me? Yes. Great. So remember, on a count of 3, we do the PowerPoints and just make a lot of noise. All right, ready? All right, so 1, 2, 3, PowerPoints! Thank you. Well done. So with that, it is my absolute pleasure to introduce you to 2 dear colleagues. Please welcome our hosts for today, Jenny and Boris.
Now that's
Hey, welcome. Wow, what an entrance and nice balloon you got there.
Yeah, it was all the way across Europe, right?
Wow, that's a long journey.
It's a long journey,
a
balloon, right? I mean, like we saw it all the cities from Madrid over, then Germany up here to the north. We saw all the birds already flying south, but then we thought with the agenda of today and what people could expect, it would be way better to fly north and get here today. So definitely a gotta-be place. And then with a power pose, that's a wake-up call. So yeah, definitely good to be here.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Almost feel like doing it once again, but let's not. You already mentioned that we're on a tight schedule, but maybe later, maybe later. Hey, it's the best day of the year. It's Digitalize and Automate. So excited, personally. Hopefully you are as well. But I wanted to ask, after your great presentation, thank you for that, what makes you the most excited for today?
Thanks, Inni. Well, that's a good question. I think at the end of the day, it's 2 things. It's the people and it's the presentations. I'm here to learn. I think it's fantastic content that we'll hear later on today, and I'm really looking forward to learn how can we better digitalize and automate and reach all those great outcomes we talked about.
Yeah, I do agree. And also, I mean, a great chance to network. So please remember that as well, everybody in the audience here in Helsinki. All right, but let's get the show started. So thank you, Niilo.
All right, this is the sign for me to leave. So. Thank you all.